Sorry I'm late. I had food I needed to eat, and honestly, I didn't want to like eat it, start a live stream, and eat the food because it just the first 30 minutes of it is just me eating. That kind of gets annoying after a while, and also, yeah.
K. Rool's side B armor is weird.
Sorry, I just opened the fucking Smash video for no reason. What are you gonna ask me? You know, by the way, I just want to say that response video I did to that I forgot who it was, but um I was rewatching the live stream just to see how that response turned out, and the audio balancing was like really shit, you know? Like his voice is really quiet compared to my voice, and all I'm going to say to that is guys, I have headphones on, so I can't really tell what the audio balancing is, but like nobody mentioned that to me in the chat. I was a little annoyed by that. The dogs and the cats are being eaten. Bro, that's just fucking. I mean, at this point, it really has become like a meme where. Not everyone, obviously, but like a lot of the people on like the right wing will just make shit up that is so easily debunkable that you could just go with a quick Google search and see that it's just not true at all. But they'll still just run with it, and it's very absurd to me. Uh, I don't think it was as noticeable as the Douglas video. The online far left is also a meme. What's up, LOL, bro? You hear about that smart schoolboy 9 guy? No, I've never heard of him. How's Twitter so far, Kevin? Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I might have to delete that Twitter, bro. Twitter has become such a moronic cesspool more than it was when I originally used it. To the point where, like, every single time I go on there, I literally just come back from it, like more depressed than I was before going on Twitter, you know? I could be in, like, a happy fucking mood. Uh, I could be, like, in the happiest fucking mood, and then I go on Twitter, and it's literally just nonsense. Like, there's not even anything, like, interesting about it anymore. The thing is, it used to be at least somewhat engaging when I was on it back in like 2020, 2019, etc. Because there was like at least sometimes where there'd be like an interesting discussion or memes being shared. But now it's literally just nonsense. Your new Twitter lasted only 2 months, Lamau. Bro, I tried. I legitimately tried. I was like, maybe I should bring back my Twitter. You know, I remember having a little bit. I remember having a little bit of enjoyment from it, right? And now it's literally just a cesspool of garbage. Like, I don't even want to deal with it anymore. What Twitter beef did you even get into? I did not. I didn't get into any Twitter beef. I like how you say that, yet you're going to come back to it next year. Wouldn't surprise me. And Elon pretty much made it impossible for racists to get banned too. Dude, Elon Musk is such a fucking joke, dude. Like, he's just such a clown. Gen Z, steamed ham, Seymour, it's high IQ dialect, superintendent, what IQ? Seymour, bread tube, superintendent, well, I'm from the manosphere and I've never heard barrel roll. No, it's a cartoon. What? I genuinely don't understand why people keep coming back to Twitter. It's a fucking abomination of a website. Is it Stockholm Syndrome? Everyone who has it hates it. The only defense I hear for it is porn. Bro, I'm telling you, like, porn is legitimately another reason why I can't go on that fucking website. I am legitimately so sick and, like, I tried using that fucking shit. I really did. And I'm genuinely tired of, like, every other, like, popular tweet being something that's, like, porn related. Okay? Or, like, if I go on like a random tweet, it could be like it could literally be like a cat video tweet, which I actually do like. That's like the one saving grace of Twitter, is that there's adorable cat videos that are shared a lot. And in the replies, it's some stupid, like, it's just some stupid bitch sharing her OnlyFans account. Like, who cares? But yeah, it's like it's absurd. That's like the only thing I like about Twitter, is the cat video shit. There'd be like really adorable cat videos being shared around, and that's the only thing I will say Twitter is good with. Everything else is just a fucking cesspool. Uh, let's see here. Be glad you never made a new Instagram. That site is also shit as well. Bro, I fucking hate Instagram, bro. I legitimately, like, I will never make an Instagram. That website has always been terrible. Even when I was in high school, I hated it. I don't know if anyone genuinely takes Elon seriously, but I sure as shit not. Yep. Hope not. Dude, Elon basically threatened to rape Taylor Swift the other day. That dude is nuts. I did see that. I did see that actually. This one time an account called Viscar24 got reinstated because Elon liked that account. It got suspended after um yeah, that's just nasty, bro. Just a robot, REE, nobody quits Twitter. Did he actually say that? Honestly, if he said that, he wouldn't even be incorrect. Like, everyone quits Twitter, and then they try to go back to it, realize it's shit, and then quit it again. Like, I don't... You can find better cat videos on YouTube anyways. Yeah, like, pretty much. That's like the thing. It's not like I need to go on Twitter for adorable cat videos, even though I love the adorable cat videos. I can just go on YouTube and find adorable cat videos that way. But that's like the only saving grace that Twitter has. The only good thing about it. You know, a lot of feminists defend OnlyFans. Bro, I don't give a fuck about what some dumbass feminist says about OnlyFans, bro. If I gotta say this right now, if you defend OnlyFans, you're a fucking cuck. You are a cuck. You are a loser. There's literally no way to defend that shit. Like, I am legitimately so sick and tired of seeing people, like, pretending that this shit is normal, bro. It's not good for the women doing it, and it's absolutely not good for the men consuming that shit. If you consume any form of OnlyFans content, or if you go online and you watch any fucking porn and you're a grown-ass man, you literally need to stop, okay? That shit is literally a tumor and it's brain poison. It rots you from within. Like, there are literally studies with this shit. Like, guys who are, like, porn-brained, like, they'll never be normal again. Like, that's it. Like, they are changed permanently in a negative manner, by the way. They have shittier views. They have more of a dehumanizing way of how they look at human beings. There's even some studies that showcase that they're even more, like, prone to being aggressive for no reason. They become depressed. That shit is mental poison, and the sooner you get off of it, the better you will feel, right? Like, that shit is not defensible. And if I hear some dumbass in the chat trying to defend it, absolutely fucking not. You are actually delusional if you try to defend that shit. Like, there's no... This isn't me, by the way, this isn't me just criticizing the men. I'm absolutely going to criticize the women who go online and post that content knowing that there's dumbass fucking neckbeard losers on the internet who will pay to see some cute little OnlyFans girl. Both sides in this case, fuck them, right? Fuck the men for providing that market, but fuck the OnlyFans fucking thoughts, okay? Fuck them for even thinking that was a good idea, okay? I am done with that shit. Best is to not go on the For You tab, mute the porn account, and that's it. I use Twitter for abortion. What? Thoughts on Gen Alpha brain rot? Are people overreacting? Pomni, I think people are overreacting to an extent. Like, I'm not gonna deny that, I'm not going to deny that, like, you know, there were, like, when I was a kid, we engaged in a lot of moronic slang and a lot of moronic memes. But I also do think there is some truth to that in the sense of, like, some of the memes they have now is literally just nonsense. Like, that was true when I was a kid to some extent, but at least there was, like, some substance of a joke there, right? Like, when I was a kid, the over 9,000 meme was, like, one of the most common internet memes, right? But, like, that's, like, that has a fucking fucking setup you could do with it. Like, you can make over 9,000 jokes, right? And they would make sense. You know? But, like, with, like, some of their memes, like the skibbity toilet, like, what kind of joke can you make from that that's funny and makes sense? It's literally just brain rot. Let's see here. What are people saying in the chat? Should probably read before I get fucking clogged up on the chat on my asinine rants. Instagram was fine-ish until they introduced Reels. Instagram Reels commenters are actual degenerates. Bro, Instagram was always fucking degenerate. I remember even back in high school, I hated it. Reels comments are vile, but at the very least, Instagram isn't bombarded with the most brain-dead takes you've ever seen in your life. That is true. Give me one sec, I need a burp. Just a plethora of unfunny edgelord idiots regurgitating the same unfunny phrases. Red deleted his message. Cute bunny, I dislike OnlyFans. Red, some ordinary gamers left Twitter as well. Yeah, I heard about that. Common date Deathstroke. I hope I pronounced your name right. OnlyFans is equal to the online equivalent of going to a strip club. By the way, if you're a man and you go to a strip club, the same rant applies to you. Absolutely. I mean, honestly, I think the strip club is even more degenerate. Because you're literally, like, let's put this like this way, right? You're going to a strip club with a bunch of other fucking horny ass dudes just to watch, like, some poor woman, like, because a lot of strippers literally do it because they need the fucking money and shit. Granted, what they're doing is still ridiculous, but that's besides the point. And you're, like, just ogling this woman, like, stripping herself on a pole. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to use Blue Sky instead. I legit had an easier time. Smart Schoolboy 9 was the strange man who had a fetish for pretending to be school kids in uniforms. Nick Crowley made a video about him. What the fuck? Dude, some of these lol cows, dude. I remember when Chris Chan was, like, considered the exception. You know, like, those are the good days. Now it's like, it seems as if, like, every other dipshit who gets popular online is just a horror cow. Like, what the fuck? Anti-porn advocate Kevin, absolutely. Not to mention how girls pretend to be really young and try to look like little kids, and that makes men turn into pedophiles if they watch too much, like Belle Delphine or something like that. That is true. That's actually a point I haven't even thought of. I just got here. What's the context of what's happening? Is being anti-porn valid? Absolutely. If you think otherwise, you're a fucking idiot. At least porn stars know what they're doing is degenerate. I don't give a fuck. If they know what they're doing is degenerate and they do it anyways, that just makes them even more degenerate. Like what? Like, what kind of fucking argument is that? Oh yeah, I know that me taking a shit out on the street is degenerate, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Like, okay, like, Skibbity Toilet in my heart is still a Gmod animation. I see people complaining about Gen Alpha brain rot all the time, but I've never seen anyone unironically enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie, the whole discourse of Gen Alpha is stupid. This young generation has brain rotted as technology as they are. The majority of Gen Alpha are snot-nosed 5-year-olds who can't tie their own shoes. That is something I noticed too, by the way. Like, I feel like kids nowadays, like, there's just, like, I feel like they're way more babyish than they used to be when I was a kid. You know? When I was, like, in elementary school, there was, like, stuff that I knew about, and other kids in my neighborhood knew about. And we were just, like, I feel like we just had, like, a sense of maturity to us. You know? But now I feel like kids are just completely babyish. It's actually insane to me. Maybe this is just nostalgia clouding my judgment too. I'm not going to deny that. But like, even every adult who I talk with now, they like who are older than me and who knew me when I was a kid, they say the same thing. Like, I remember I literally visited my middle school a while back, like a couple months ago, and because one of my teachers actually ended up retiring, so I went to go check him out because that was his last semester, and I talked to him, and dude, he just changed so much, even my appearance and just fucking what is it? I was in middle school in like what 2012, so that's like what 12 years. Like guy always had a gray beard, but he had like a little bit of black. Now his beard is completely gray, more wrinkles on the face. Like you can tell he aged by 12 years, right? So I went and chatted with him, and he straight up told me. I even went and apologized for being like a little bit of a shitter because when I was a kid in middle school, I wasn't exactly the most behaved. And he was like, don't worry about it, guy. I'll be honest. I think the kids nowadays are far more babyish than when I had you. I could at least communicate with you. I don't even know if I can communicate with these kids anymore. Which is why I'm glad I'm retiring. Like, he literally told me that, so. I don't know. It might be nostalgia, blinding me, but I think there is some truth to that. I really do. I'm not gonna lie. The whole discourse of Gen Alpha is stupid. This young. Oh, I already read that. Fun fact: you can get paid by pretending to be OnlyFans girl on Twitter. So hey, I could go and get free money. Lamau. Pretend being the OnlyFans by being hired by the woman and taking control of the account. Smart. I'm sorry, Viper. I tried reading those two comments and I legitimately had no idea what you just said. Maybe I'm just really bad at reading now. I don't know what it is. I've become Joe Biden. Or should I say Bo Jiden? I can't read anymore. Oh god, I just remember that gamer girl bathwater shit. How are Gooners supposed to bust without porn, Kevin? Cute Bunny 20, porn isn't that bad. I'm putting you on fucking timeout for that moronic fucking statement. I'm gonna put you on timeout for 1 fucking minute. I'm not having this argument in my chat with people. If you genuinely cannot see the problem with porn and how it's a destructive fucking force that needs to not be a thing, you are actually too far gone. You're probably a porn addict yourself, to be honest with you. Wouldn't surprise me. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I have no idea how old Cute Bunny is. Like, absolutely fucking degenerate. Oh yeah, porn isn't that bad. A fucking piece of media that makes people more degenerate, that makes men more sexist, depressed, violent even. Okay, there are even studies that should suggest that dehumanize people in the worst ways possible, and you're gonna try to tell me that that is somehow okay? Fuck that. Rourke, hey, how are you doing, Rourke? Sorry, you caught me at a bad time. Finishes college work to see Kevin stream. First thing I hear is Skimmity Toilet. Okay, peace out. Lamau. JK. Demon reacts. I blame the millennial generation to an extent because their boomer/Gen X parents scared them straight to the point where they come off as a lot more lighthearted to their kids. Wait, what? Hold up. Hold up. I gotta, read this again. Viper, it might not even be you. Maybe my reading comprehension skills are, in the toilet now. I'm Bo Jiden, okay? I blame the millennial generation to an extent because their boomer/Gen X parents scared them straight to the point where they come off as a lot more lighthearted to their kids. Am I just dumb? What does that mean? I'm sorry. I read that 2 times. I don't know what that means. Because, so, the millennials were abused by their boomer parents, And as a result, to compensate, they decided to spoil their kids. Am I understanding that right? What are your thoughts on Roblox? That's the stuff Gen Alpha are into nowadays. Bro, it's funny because I remember I was into Roblox when I was a kid. Like, that was something I was playing in, like, late elementary school. So, that's just a kid thing, I think. Teachers are quitting in masses because of Gen Alpha. Is that really true? Like, has Gen Alpha really become that babyish? If that's true, that's crazy, bro. I think what I'm saying might actually be true then. I don't know. You mean you don't like Coco Melon? What? I don't know what that is. Oswald Antifreeze, there were douches in my honors English class that would just spew the same unfunny skibbity Sigma meme shit over and over. Actual insanity. Oswald, how old are you, bro? Wait, what? I thought you were in, like, college or something. If you're in college, are you like, telling me that people in college are, like, saying that meme unironically? You have to be younger. There's no way. The Mr. Man, Lamau, I knew as soon as I saw Cute Bunny's message, he would mute him or them. Lamau. Bro, but, like, seriously, though, I am genuinely sick and tired of people trying to defend that shit, bro. Like, there is something legitimately wrong with you, okay, if you go out and try to defend something so destructive and so unhealthy, right? Like, it really is the definition of insanity, too. Like, what did I say? The definition of insanity is when you do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Bro, we cannot try to pretend at this point that the spike in men becoming horrible is somehow not related to porn. Okay? Like, I even just hate talking about this shit because it's just not healthy, right? Like, this shit just isn't healthy to even discuss constantly. They should just stop gooning altogether. True. Porn turns men into incels. Yeah, exactly. Like, come on. Doodle diapers. Doodle diapers, dude, there's nothing wrong with porn. You're just mad and jealous. Is that one of your accounts, Mr. Man? Is that you? You talking about porn in my chat as disguised as doodle diapers? I'm sorry, it turns people into incels, true. But Gooner's gotta let out the yogurt somehow. Kevin got a point though. True! Viper. Okay, let me try to rephrase myself better. You can get hired by the OnlyFans woman. You'll be given access by her. And all you gotta do is act like her online and advertise her account. Why the fuck would I do that? Look, I have standards. I'm not gonna do that just to make some money, bro. I'm good. Okay, Bo Giant. The Mr. Man, they need to keep the yogurt inside and save it for a woman they have children with. True! True, absolutely. Like, what they need to do is they need to fucking exercise and be actual men. Go out, exercise, okay, eat well, work your job, be a hardworking, productive member of society, and just, be a fucking man, right? Like, I'm not saying that you have to be like this Chad alpha male motherfucker, but you need to do something that's actually healthy for your body, okay? Come on, let's stop being bullshit. But then the yogurt will just spill out. Can we stop, guys? Like, I'm good now. Or better yet, just stop looking at porn and just do better things in life, like go outside and read a book. True! Red Roblox. Roblox. Are you guys mocking the way I pronounce Roblox? If that's the case, I don't care. I'll pronounce it the way I want to. You guys are losers anyways. Uh, feels bad, man. Yeah, I played Roblox in 2012. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of teachers are quitting. Can't say I blame them. Gen Alpha memes just sound like Ebonics. Oswald Antifreeze, I graduated from high school already. Okay, cool. Monotypical, yeah, it's a stat. Teachers are quitting over Gen Alpha. Bro, that's fucking hilarious, bro. The fact that my theory actually has some credence to it is hilarious. But it is true, though. Like, I genuinely feel that when we were kids, there was, like, a lot more maturity now. I feel like kids nowadays are becoming more and more babyish to the point where it's genuinely fucking disturbing. I like how you mispronounced the game. Bro, I don't care, bro. I'll pronounce it the way I want. I swear it isn't Lamau. Are you referring to that fake account? Okay, I believe you. EDP445 is a perfect example of a man whose mind ended up getting scrambled by porn. Absolutely true. Absolutely. Haluva Boss. What is that not how you pronounce that show either? The way I pronounce it. You got. If I see another fucking loser in my chat whine about how I pronounce shit, I'm putting them on timeout. I don't care. I'm gonna pronounce shit the way I want to. Okay, like fuck off. Hold up, I need a fart real quick. Ah, sorry, I just had to let that out. There you go. That's your kid. That's your guys' reward for constantly talking about me needing to pronounce shit right. How about no? How about I just fart? Okay, assholes. Sorry, I thought that was funny. Alright, let me read the chat. All this talk about generations reminds me of Brian Muller. You gotta see the video about Gen Alpha finding papers. Or pagers. Okay. The internet is gonna get 100 times worse when Gen Alpha becomes old enough to have YouTube and Twitter accounts. I believe that. Absolutely. EDP, well, the internet is already becoming super degenerate. I can't imagine what would happen when they get more of a hold of it. EDP literally made a top 200 porn stars video. Most people don't even rank top 200 fucking movies or athletes, Lamau, let alone porn stars. Yep, that is true. You need to pronounce it correctly, Kuvin. Red, I'm putting you on timeout. You're going on timeout for a minute. There you go. I was being serious, and I'm gonna be more resistant to your BS. Red, I hope you're still there because I like you, man. Don't leave. You're a good guy. I'm just gonna put you on timeout just to be funny. In Springfield, they're eating the brain cells of the people in the chat that make them defend their personal goon addiction like that's their whole life. It's a shame what's happening in our country, bro. I will say, even though it was fucking horrible that Donald Trump was trying to go around perpetuating that fucking myth, I won't lie, the way he said, they're eating the dogs. Wait, let me see if I can mimic him the best. They're eating the dogs. Like that made me laugh. I won't lie. Just the way he said it made me laugh. You guys know what I'm referring to, right? Like the way he said it just sounded so cartoonish to me. But yeah, Rourke, what you said is fucking spot on. Like. Too much information, Kevin. I don't care. It's my fucking stream. I'll fart whenever I want to fart. That's probably what it's referring to as well. Viper. Wah. Pronounce it right, Kevin. Wah. True! Oswald Antifreeze insert shitty animated James joke here. Oh yeah, animated James. I remember that motherfucker. I still can't believe that. Like, that guy knew how to animate too, which was crazy. He was like one of the only like cartoon reviewing dipshits on the internet. I don't know if he was a cartoon reviewer, but I knew he was like part of the cartoon community. He was he was he was like one of the only ones who actually knew how to animate shit, which was crazy. I remember my brother used to like some of his stuff too. He used to watch that C student shit. My brother used to be like a little bit he used to be disappointed there wasn't any more episodes made of it. He really enjoyed it. This was like a long time ago. I feel like if he reacted to it now, he probably would be like, this shit is kind of cringe, I won't lie. As a kid, I remember when I watched it originally, I thought it was like okay, but I guarantee you if I react to it now as well, I'd probably be like, yeah, this shit sucks. Let's see here. Lamal, this should just be an episode where the last one to not get put in timeout wins a prize. It's the timeout game stream. Red, bruh. Think of a Brooklyn accent when doing a Donald Trump impression. Kevin's farting while Fartinator isn't in the chat. Clearly a sneak diss. Okay, that was funny. Speaking of farting, woo! That was a good one too. That's another sneak diss to Fartinator, by the way. You know. Okay, I'll stop. That's my last one. I gotta stop being disgusting. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's my obsession with being fucking nasty today is. Like, I farted 2 times on stream and I burped like, was it once or twice? I don't even remember. Kuben really put me in timeout because he couldn't handle me mispronouncing his name. Pomniporn is part of the reason why young men are becoming incels. Oswald Antifreeze. Oswald Antifreeze. Was he? I don't remember him reviewing anything. Yeah, you're right. He probably wasn't a reviewer. I don't remember. I just remember he used to be like a part of that like community, if I remember correctly. We all know the real reason James Barkley canceled C Students. I don't. Is it because of the whole fart fetish thing? Yeah, that's probably the only reason why, right? The Mr. Man, if we're talking about what's also turning men into incels, this whole manosphere content bullshit is also destructive garbage. True! True. Let's see here. Demon Reacts. I remember a video made by the Ballish channel where he screamed and cussed on the mic over animated James pony fart porn fetish. Bro, that's fucking nasty, bro. But I remember the days when My Little Pony was like this huge thing on the internet. Do you guys think it's a coincidence that like every man-child who ended up being like a fan of that show, like, do you guys really think it's a coincidence that every notable man-child who was a fan of that show ended up being like a lol cow of some kind? Because I don't. Like, for the record, what's his fucking face? What's his name? Like, Andrew Blaze, right? Or Randy Stair? I forgot his fucking name. Is it, the guy who went and shot up, those people at a store so he could become fucking that one ghost bitch from Danny Phantom. I forgot his name. He was an MLP fan, by the way. I just want to say that right now. He was. I don't know if he. To be fair, I don't know if he was like a hardcore MLP fan, but I'm pretty sure he was. Let's see here. Feels bad, man. Ew, I could hear that shit. Yep. You're gonna have to deal with it. LOL, Demon Reacts. Baelish was a screaming idiot, but I'd be lying if I said he wasn't hilarious at times. I genuinely don't remember who that is. Baelish channel. Whatever. We can maybe react to him later. I don't know. Hey Kevin, this Sunday night at the WWE, I'll prove to you that bunnies are better than cats. Deal with it, loser. Bro, I'm sorry. Bunnies look kind of freaky, bro. I can't even lie. There's just something weird about their head that makes me, like, a little bit turned off. They just kind of freak me out a little bit. Whereas cats are, like, perfectly adorable. Also, cats just sound adorable, too. Meow. Like, I love it when a kitten meows, bro. It's the most cutest sound in the world, and nothing comes close. Let's see here. Kevin say, I drink... I'm not saying that. The Blarney Stone. Sink der Dink for the Sega Genesis. Red, nobody knows my emotional pain being timed out. Deal with it, Red. Deal with it. REE 69, Kevin's last name should be Petty because that's what he is. True! Let's see. I'm getting fucking clogged on the chat. Speaking of web cartoonists, Ellis Mark made his own cartoon. Good for him, I guess. Fart! I remember he made an animation of the Teen Titans Go Riders getting killed with a bomb. Bro, I remember that shit too. That's crazy. The fact that he did it and got like no backlash for it is insane to me. And you can't even make a, like, that's just, I don't even want to hear the defenses of, oh, he was just joking making that, because that's like, I feel like there comes a point where you can't make jokes like that, you know? Like, I remember a while ago on Twitter, I see some fucking, like, dipshit lolicon moron trying to defend lolicon, and he made a joke about how he wanted to shoot anti-lolicon people as well. And honestly, I don't care if he was joking or not. The fact that he would resort to making, like, a violent joke like that is disturbing. The last one who doesn't get timeout gets a prize of a once in a lifetime subscription for OnlyFans. Animated James. Fartians. Randy Stair, the Wheeze Market shooter. Yeah, that was his name, right? Randy Stair. I think Andrew Blaze was someone else, but I don't remember who that was. Ben the Looney also. Yeah, Ben the Looney was also that's referring to the MLP thing, right? Yeah, he was also an MLP dipshit. I still love the fact that he tried to upload a video saying he wants to move on from his degeneracy. But it's like, bro, and I left a comment literally saying this, like, bro, you can't move on from your degeneracy when that degeneracy in question had you as a grown man defending Lolicon, right? And you drew Lolicon too. It wasn't even you just defending it. You drew it as well. You are a fucking pedophile. There's really no other way around it. Yeah. Sorry. You should have been, like, more smart, I guess. I don't know what else I could really say. Let's see here. I thought Randy was a Danny Phantom fan. He was a Danny Phantom fan, but he also was an MLP fan. I'm very confident in that. Let's see here. Mr. Enter seems to be an exception. Bro, Mr. Enter has had this fucking redemption arc as far as I'm concerned. Like, this guy went from being a lol cow who obsesses over cartoons to being a guy who literally exposes child predators online. And you know what? I'll just say that I'll just be blunt with it. I actually like his newer stuff. I think his newer stuff is genuinely kind of interesting. Even if I don't agree with what he's saying, I like how he doesn't take cartoons seriously anymore. And, and, and some of the stuff he says, like, I understand why he believes in the stuff he's saying. I really like that Edda and Eddie video he did on the, how much money they made in the show. That video I thought was like actual S tier content. That shit was golden. Also, as a bonus, he uses Spyro music in the background of his videos. That alone is a plus for me. If you use Spyro music in your videos, you are a fucking, like, that is top tier stuff. So yeah, this is also one of the reasons why it gets annoying when I see people complain about Mr. Enter in 2024. Like, the guy has genuinely improved and come around. Like, that's just a fact. If you want to say otherwise, you are fucking wrong and you're a fucking idiot. Hopefully he keeps it up. I actually do like how Mr. Enter is now. I really do. He seems like he was going through a dark phase in his life in like 2020, 2021. I believe his parents died during that time as well. But he seems like he really climbed out of that phase, and I genuinely liked how much more mature he's become. Definitely the kind of guy I'd be down to have like with on like a Discord call or something. Not that he'll give me the time of day, but if he was willing to do that, I would absolutely be okay with it. Let's see here. He was a Brony and a Frozen fan. Who was? Randy Stair, right? I'm pretty sure he was a Brony. I can't be wrong on this. I think he was more obsessed with that Ghost Broad than MLP, but yeah, he was a big Brony. That is true. So yeah, I was I was correct on that. To give you a hint on who the Ballast channel is, remember Mario Te Plumber? If not, I can't really describe who he is. He's his homeboy. I do know who Mario Te Plumber is. I do know who that guy is. But now that you say that, I have like a vague vague memories of who the Ballast channel was. But bro, that's been fucking forever. Like that, and we're talking about stuff that's literally like 10 plus years old at this point. Like, it's crazy. I'm excited for the Kamala Trump ERP. True! I'm excited too. It's gonna be fucking hype. You know what I've noticed? In all the ERBs for the presidential elections, every single candidate, every single one, in every single one, the guy who wins the rap battle and had the hardest bars ends up winning the election. At least that's what I noticed, you know? Or I should say the harder bars, you know? Let's see here. I'm getting backed up on the chat way too much. Millennial young adults, being bronies and Gen Z kids watching regular show is never not weird. That is true. Red, true! I know you're mocking me, Red, but I don't care. I already put you on timeout once. I already sent the message. Vent Ellis Mark made a boring cartoon. Even if it's a joke, Oswald Antifreeze, even if it's a joke, it's still kind of dumb and petty, especially considering it's over a dumb fart cartoon. Wait, what? What are you? I don't know what you're referring to with that. Oswald. I'm losing track. Just Tana3. Andrew Blaze was his internet pseudonym. Okay, so I wasn't completely incorrect. Okay, good. Yeah, I was like very confused. I'm like, wasn't that guy called Andrew Blaze? Like, what? Fucking forgot. You should look into the physical media community. It's really something. Let's hope animated James doesn't get near Titan's Tower. Cute Bunny, I don't see the issue of women selling their bodies if it's not abuse and sex trafficking. You're fucking delusional, man. Like, I genuinely don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. Should I put you on timeout again? Like, did you just not learn anything in that 1 minute? Just Hannah 3. Electric Dragon 505 claims Bugs Bunny is non-binary. How? What's like the argument? He's a fucking moron anyways. Fuck that guy. Only his mom died. Oswald Antifreeze. Yeah, enter when schizo during COVID kind of sucks. Just Hannah 3. That anime guy kind of annoys me. He always complains about Trump a lot in his videos. Even though he doesn't even live in America, he's Canadian. It doesn't even affect him at all. I will say this, that is fucking delusional. I don't agree with that at all. Just the fucking foreign policy that America has done to the world shows that claim is just not correct. Like, unfortunately, the rest of the world needs to worry about who the president is. Like, that's what really makes me so upset. It shouldn't be that way, but it is. Just 10-3 for real, and he compared Sony to Charles Manson. Oswald Antifreeze didn't Animat complain about Hotel Transylvania looking too cartoony. I don't know if it was for Hotel Transylvania. I can't say that fucking word. Who cares? Look, it wasn't for that shit. It was for Cloudy with a Chance at Meatballs. Thoughts on Takedown with Chris Hansen? I never seen it. Is that like basically a new To Catch a Predator? Just 10-3. Yeah, that guy's an idiot. Viper, Tim Walls versus JD Vance will be hilarious. Red, I already said the best. Okay, that's funny, Red. That's actually genuinely funny. Oswald Antifreeze, I was talking about James's Teen Titans Go cartoon. Okay, I see it now. The Mr. Man, Lamau, Cute Bunny, no. Mr. Man, what do you mean you don't agree with me? On this issue, if you... I poked my finger on the fucking table. If you don't agree with me on this issue, you are a fucking idiot. Plain and simple. This is like the type of thing where it's like, I genuinely think there's not really a different opinion. You're just incorrect. Like, okay, let me rephrase that. You're not incorrect. You're just okay with men being fucking useless, being fucking porn-ridden, being fucking garbage, being fucking sexist, being potentially violent, being depressed. Literally any fucking negative attribute you want to apply to men, you are okay with that if you genuinely try to defend it. End of story. Doing it twice in one stream is a bit excessive in my opinion. Just 10-3, his evidence for Bugs Bunny being non-binary is that he cross-dressed, which every 1940s to 50s character did. That is fucking that's just not... The reason why Bugs Bunny cross-dressed in those cartoons wasn't because he, like, was trying to express anything. The reason why is because he was trying to fool the guy who was hunting him in that episode. Particularly mostly with Elmer Fudd. Like, that was the reason why. Bro, this is why the whole cartoon reviewing shit needs to fucking die, bro. You can't go online, make asinine statements like that, and try to prevent it as fact. Like, absolutely asinine.
Like, completely fucking... Like, you watch a cartoon of Bugs Bunny, okay? And he dresses up as a woman, to seduce Elmer Fudd so Elmer Fudd doesn't fucking kill him, right? Because that's what Elmer Fudd does. He's a hunter, right? That doesn't mean anything. Like, he's doing it to survive, right? Like, come on. Woody Woodpecker cross-dressed too. I guarantee you in the Woody Woodpecker cartoons, it was for the exact same fucking reason. They didn't do it because they wanted to. They did it because, well, to be honest, they genuinely didn't even mind it all that much, if we're being honest with you. But it's not like they were doing it because they wanted to. They did it because they didn't want to be hunted. Okay? I've only seen like a couple Woody Woodpecker cartoons, so my memory is hazy on that cartoon, but I guarantee you that's the reason why. Also, Megadupe, what are your thoughts on the Sandy Cheeks Saving Bikini Bottom movie? Blarney, I'm not gonna lie, I actually did try to watch that movie with my siblings, because they really wanted to watch it. I watched like a quarter of it, and then I had to just go to sleep. Because, I'm sorry, it was genuinely really boring. I legitimately only wanted to try to watch it because my siblings are like, yeah, I really want to watch this. It's really cool, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, okay, we can watch it together. And I got through, like, the first quarter. I got through the part where Sandy's family came and defeated that snake gang that wanted to eat SpongeBob and Sandy. I got through that part and then immediately was like, yeah, this is just boring. I'm sorry, I gotta go to sleep. I tried. I legitimately tried, but I couldn't. I felt the same thing about that Turning Red movie, by the way. You know that Turning Red movie? I tried watching that movie just so I could have like my own opinion on it. I legitimately couldn't get past the first third. It was so fucking boring. Like nothing of interest was happening. And the characters weren't really like compelling enough for me to care about them either. They weren't like bad characters, but I didn't really care about them either. They were just kind of there. Pixar is so fucking washed, bro. Like, I don't think Pixar has made a good fucking movie in, like, fuck. The last good movie they made was Coco. And even then, Coco was, like, it was like a speck of light in, like, a whole time period of darkness. Because before that, I don't even remember what was the last movie they made before that one. Every time someone pulls the fetish card with SpongeBob stuff, I'm just reminded of Cosmodore's Ink Lemonade review. True! Trump needs to go. I'm pro sex work, by the way. Delusional. That's delusional. Absolutely delusional. No. I'm not. Porn is a fucking disease. Yeah, I already went on that rant. Earlier in the fucking stream. Absolute fucking delusion. Let's see here. Animat is such an idiot and always will be. That is true. Selling your body out for some random guy to stick his thing inside you, then leave and never come back isn't real work. True! Even though evangelicals are sexist, at least they oppose and ban degeneracy, unlike a lot of men on the internet. That's probably the one thing they say that doesn't make me completely want to bash my head through a wall. So yeah. Yeah. Kind of cringe, honestly. True. Let's see here. I wish there were parodies made on the people in the cartoon community. Bugs Bunny kiss men on the lips. LGBT icon Bugs Bunny. What the fuck? That's funny. You just described seasons 10 through 13 of SpongeBob. It's so boring. True. Yeah, that's like another thing I noticed with like a lot of media now. It's just fucking boring. Like, even if it's not like bad per se, it's just boring. Like, nothing of interest happens. Which honestly, in some cases, is worse than being bad. Because at least if it's shit, you can at least talk about it. But like, if nothing's happening and it's just like a boring sit through, it's like, bro, I'd rather go to fucking sleep. Rourke, I gotta go outside right now. See ya, guys. Bye, Rourke. I don't know if you're still in the chat, but it was nice seeing you there, man. The only thing interesting about Turning Red was the Mr. Enter 9/11 drama. Lamau. True! Viper Volcan. DreamWorks still seems to be doing good. That is true. Already read that. Fuck, dude, I'm losing track of the stream. Rocco's Modern Life Static Cling was fire. I never seen that. DreamWorks is hit or miss. I don't know. I like the Puss in Boots movie, but that's about it. I don't really know what they made in like the past 5 years that was actually of interest besides that movie, you know? Toy Story 3 cursed Pixar because, in my opinion, that movie was them at their peak, and ever since it got worse and worse for them. The main problem with Toy Story, or not Toy Story 3, with Pixar is that there's no interesting characters anymore. There's no interesting storylines. It's not even like funny anymore. It's just garbage. Like, it's very, very generic. Some of it is literally just awful fucking writing, you know? Like, just straight up. And there's just nothing of interest I like in the new Pixar movies, like, at all, right? The last Pixar movie I remember watching was the Lightyear movie. And, like, that movie just sucked. First of all, Buzz Lightyear in that movie sucked as a character. The side characters weren't really good either. Socks was kind of funny, I guess. Who else did I kind of like? I forgot her name, but I did like the what was her name? I say this about one of the only... See, that kind of demonstrates it right there, right? Like, the one character I kind of liked, I don't even remember her name. She was the character who was the... Fuck, what was her name? Like, she was the character who was, like, the descendant of Buzz Lightyear's, like, lieutenant or something, right? Like, what was her fucking name? I forgot. But I do remember what her character was. She was... I liked her. She was likable. There was another character who was obsessed with using a fucking pen. Like, I don't know what the fuck that shit was. There was another character who was just kind of obsessed with using firearms, which, I mean, that makes a little bit more sense, but, I mean, that's still kind of generic. Yeah. It was literally just Socks and that one character. I completely forgot her name. So, yeah. Nice, I guess. God, I'm getting so fucking... Guys, I'm getting so fucking clogged in the chat. I might have to skip some of y'all. Makes an entire list debunking arguments that weren't even going to be made. I couldn't care less. Wait, what? Wait, Oswald, when did I say this? Are you referring to me or are you referring to someone else? I don't even know. Viper Volcan, though, I hear Coco's story was based on an Osaka woman's life story. Is that like a group of people? I don't know who they are. To be fair, wasn't season 9B of SpongeBob actually good? See, it was okay, but it wasn't something I would say is even compares to like seasons 2 or 3, let alone season 1, right? Um, yeah. Dude, I'm missing the chat. I'm fucking tired. Give me a break, guys. I should get some water. Okay. Okay. Fuck, I'm losing fucking track of the chat. Ah. So if I don't say your thing in the chat, forgive me. Someone is right. Seeing people like Black Sage is like watching Requiem for a Dream. Just watching someone so far gone in the addiction, whether it's drugs or gooning. That is true. Yeah, Black Sage dipshit. I remember him. That fucking pedophile piece of shit. I feel Pixar has gotten very bland now. I can't even put my finger on it, but it lacks the memorability of a Toy Story or an Incredibles. True! Cute Bunny, I need to unsub Saber Park. Go do that. What are your opinion on the Sylvester and Tweety shorts? I haven't seen them in forever, but I remember really liking them. Pixar went downhill when all the original crew and producers left and retired. They don't even have John Ratzenberger do voices in the movies anymore. The Totally Not a Furry Guy. Wow, the last Pixar movie I saw was Incredible 2 in theaters. That was 6 years ago. That's crazy, bro. That movie sucked, by the way. Kev Biden, Sleepy Kev. Whatever, Viper. I don't care. Say what you want. I'm talking about Cosmodor. Wait, what? Oh, I know what you're referring to. Yeah, I remember when Cosmodor did that to me. Isn't it funny how dude, the Mega Dupe curse lives on, bro. I feud with Cosmodor like 3 years before he gets caught being a pedophile. Like, oh, bro, the Mega Dupe curse is insane. It's like every single person I beefed with, or every single person I criticized, they either ended up being a pedophile or a very, very evil person. Everybody on the internet shitting on them because they realize that this guy's a clown. That's A, that's B, or C, both. Like, oh, bro, that's wild, dog. That's wild. The last Pixar movie I've seen was Toy Story 4 in theaters. It sucked. The only time I'll see a new Pixar movie again is when they make Incredibles 3. Bro, the Incredibles fucking franchise needs to just die. Like, they really blew it with The Incredibles 2. They could have made a movie about, like, the kids growing up and shit, or they could have made, like, a prequel where they went over, like, the glory days in more detail. But no, it's literally just fucking, like, a brain-dead, like, action cartoon movie that you would expect from a Saturday morning cartoon. It just wasn't good. Oaxaca is a state in Mexico, if I remember correctly. I believe you. Season 1 of SpongeBob was a masterpiece. People who say it aged horribly should shut the fuck up. True! Season 1 of SpongeBob was legitimately the only fucking season of that. Well, I shouldn't say it's the only season, but it's genuinely a season that I don't think could ever be replicated ever again. It was a masterpiece, plain and simple. Kevin, can we watch a Saber Fart video? Saber Fart, not Saber Spark. I don't know who that is. Black Sage makes the entire anime fandom look bad. Nope. The simple fact of the matter is that half of anime fans are degenerates and the other half are like okay-ish, I guess. But they're too tolerant of degeneracy. Sorry, I don't believe that nonsense that people like Black Sage are like an exception. I do think that the anime community has a giant fucking problem with people just being bad people, especially when it comes to like sexual like behaviors and how they view that thing in the first place. Yeah, it's not a vocal minority, and if you say that, you're just delusional. So yeah. I kind of enjoyed SpongeBob season 11 just for the novelty of its sheer bizarreness. Like, at the very least, it was experimental. Beyond that point, I've been losing interest. Isn't that like the modern SpongeBob episodes? Bro, those are worse than the season 6 to like 8 episodes. The problem with seasons like 7 through 8 is that they were just kind of boring, honestly. But genuinely speaking, yeah, like I don't. Those episodes from like season 10 and beyond are actually unwatchable. Like I feel like a man-child trying to watch them. Saber Fart is a parody channel of cartoon reviewers. That is actually fucking hilarious, bro. That's actually amazing. Amp Lemon is cringe. Does he even still make videos? Season 1 SpongeBob and Kablam were peak Nickelodeon. I've never seen Kablam, so I have no comment on that. I differentiate the online weeb community and someone who just likes anime. Bro, I'm sorry. I think even the guys who quote unquote just like anime, they're really not that far off from being degenerate themselves. Like I'm sorry. I've interacted with them. There's genuinely a few screws loose with them, if I'm being brutally honest here. Yeah. That might sound a little bit harsh, but I don't care. React to Saberfart? I'm not interested in reacting to Saberfart. Alright, I'll see what more people in the chat are saying. Only thing I like about SpongeBob season 1 is the only season to use old style cell animation as a unique feel to it. Yeah, it's a completely different atmosphere. I disagree. Honestly, at least the ones I've communicated with in real life. Online is full of wackos, though. That's the thing. I've communicated with in real life anime fans, and like, again, I don't think they're like degenerate per se, but they definitely aren't like the best kind of people. You know what I mean? They're just kind of like really weird. Hey Kevin, I got a trick question for you. I'm not interested. How about that, Vent? Get owned. or as people used to say back in 2008, get pwned. I don't even know where that meme came from. Pwned. A sad emoticon. Which one is better, the 1971 version of Willy Wonka or the 2005 version? 1971. Yeah. I will destroy you in chess, Kuven. You might. I don't know. Have you heard about Twitter arguing about the unnecessary sex scenes in movies? Cute Bunny, why the fuck do you keep mentioning sex in my chat? Like, why? Like, can you stop? Like, this is getting fucking annoying. Like, you were being like the most obnoxious like porn defender in my chat, and you asked me if about like, hey, there are people talking about sex scenes in movies. Like what? What's the trick question? I'm curious. Do you know Waffle Pone? I think Pone originated from Chess, the greatest freak out ever video. I don't remember. I'm sorry, dog. Is there a video I can respond to? Kind of like that Ask AR video I made fun of that one time. It seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV. But where are those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely? Lucky there's a Family Guy. Lucky there's a man who positively can do all the things that make us laugh and cry. He's a Family Guy. Bam. Itchy and Scratchy from The Simpsons should get their own spin-off. That sounds like an awful idea. I'm sorry. The one where the guy tries to shove a remote up his butt. What the fuck are you guys talking about, dude? Can we stop? Like, just stop. No more degeneracy, chat. I mean it. Want to see if Black Sage even made anything noteworthy for old time's sake? Nope, I'm good. I'm not reacting to that guy. I could recommend the Kitty Monk video to react to. I don't know who that is. Also, I had a question in chat. Hopefully, YouTube doesn't automatically delete it. Is Kevin a Masadi? What? Have you seen Dark Craze SML grooming community video? I think I did, actually, yeah. I think? I don't know. I'd have to go and check because I probably would have left a comment there. React to this YouTuber Perfect Citizen. I don't know who that is. Random question. What show do you think fell off the most? Simpsons or Family Guy? Simpsons. Hands down. Simpsons is like unwatchable garbage now. Whereas modern Family Guy can have like the occasional like banger here and there. I also think modern Family Guy has the occasional joke that genuinely makes me laugh. But modern Family Guy is so broad now that could literally mean that's like literally like we're talking about stuff that's like literally like 15 years of cartoon now, right? Because people consider like 2009 to be like modern Family Guy. Like, that's just so broad. Family Guy can make a good joke every now and then. Simpsons is a mindless zombie. True! He makes good essays on lolcows. He's a newer YouTuber. So, kind of like Turkey Tom, basically. Itchy and Scratchy should get their own show. It would be Happy Tree Friends, but better. Well, that's the thing. I didn't really like Happy Tree Friends all that much either. Well, as a kid, maybe, but trying to rewatch it now, it's just Mm. Don't react to a lol cow documentary. Uh, Alright, what are people saying in the chat? Family Guy is bad, but at least there's a little substance to it, and it's entertainingly bad. Modern Simpsons is just boring mush. True. Uh, One video of his that's really good is the title Detroit meets schizophrenia YouTube physical media community. Have you ever heard of the Super Origami Kingdom? Did you see the new PS5 Pro? It has no disk drive, and to get one you gotta pay $80 to let them out. Bro, there's no reason to buy a console in 2024. Let's be real here. One cartoon community mentality that annoys me is adult jokes and children's cartoons. I'm not saying this. I'm Schneider Poison, but I think Edda and Eddie Rocco were the only shows that mastered risque humor. They weren't the only shows, but yeah, I don't really like the obsession that a lot of cartoon reviewers have, which like they literally think that if a kid's cartoon has a lot of adult jokes, that means it's like top tier, like automatically. When you can have a kid's show only have kids jokes and it could still be amazing because the jokes themselves are just funny. What are your thoughts on the Fairly Odd Parents? I can't stand them. Super Origami Kingdom is a deranged collective of Nintendo adults making hour-long videos of them yelling at kids in cartoons. One thinks he's dating Rosalina from Mario, another groomed on Roblox. Wait, what? One of them is a predator? Ugh. Dude, I'm so sick and tired of like every other fucking YouTuber being a predator on this website. Is there like a video I can react to? As in like a video I can make fun of? Death Battle Idea, Sammy Classic Sonic fan versus Mario Te Plumber. Do I hate season 1 of Fairly Odd Parents? I think season 1 was the best, but I mean, it wasn't really that good either. It's just something I'm not interested in watching at all. Death Battle Idea, Sammy Classic Sonic fan versus I already read that. SOK lore is nuts. True. Watch a body cam video. I already seen the Chris Chan one. React to this YouTuber Jordan Long. Don't know who that is. The funny thing is Ellis Mark's cartoon is getting a flack for inserting the occasional adult joke like randomly cursing when it's where it's otherwise family friendly. True. Actually, I don't know how true that is, and I haven't watched the cartoon. I only enjoy season 0 of FOP. Yeah, that's when FOP was at its peak. With like the what oh yeah it was oh yeah cartoons, right? I forgot what the fucking pilot show was called. But when they were like a compilation of like miniseries on oh yeah cartoons, that's when it was probably at its best. There's a video of one of the guys in Super Origami Kingdom screaming at the top of his lungs about Family Guy. It's very bizarre. He makes weird videos playing with dolls and the stuff he says is something. Guys, when I ask you guys if there's like a video I can react to, I mean like something like that Ask AR video that I reacted to. Or that Ask Air. Like something that I could do a commentary on. Not just like, hey, react to this thing that's crazy. Hello, Hatchet. Hello, Hatchet Man. How you doing, my friend? I remember a Super Origami video where a guy went on an unhinged rant about SML Rosalina and made an animation of her getting brutally murdered. What the fuck, dude? What is the worst cartoon you ever watched? Preschool shows don't count. What's the worst cartoon I ever watched? Probably Problem Solvers. I think even as a kid, I tried watching that shit and I thought it was like the worst thing ever. I think that's a good answer too. Problem Solvers. When FOP became an official series, the characters were all ruined and dumbed down. Yeah, that is true. Also, Cosmo's voice in the Oh Yeah cartoons is so much better. Yeah, I think there's a difference. I think the Newground stuff at least had like some genuine like content that was actually of substance, whereas the Elsa Gate shit was literally them trying to exploit like YouTube for whatever the fuck their softcore pornography is. Because I mean that's literally what Elsa Gate was, like Spider-Man and Elsa. Yes, Cosmo's old voice was exponentially better. Yeah, dude, he was like, dude, Cosmo in like the Oh Yeah cartoons was like charismatic. He was like funny. He was stupid, but he wasn't like completely brain dead. His voice was spot on and it matched his character. And then the actual show comes along, and like the first few season 1 episodes he retains that voice, but they were like, nah, you have to have that modern voice that he has now, and it's just unbearable to listen to. Yeah, he was street smart too. That is a good point. Yeah, they don't prey on the kids the way those Elsa Gate videos did. I might have to end the stream off, honestly. I'm like really exhausted. I think you guys can tell that I'm tired. Did I watch the Kamala versus Trump debate? Yes, and I think Kamala kind of destroyed Trump. There were times where she literally was like trolling Trump, like quite literally. And Trump, like, the only time I think Trump, like, looked good was when he said something along the lines of, like, this rhetoric right here, I could have got a bullet in my head, and this rhetoric right here is the reason why. Um, referring to Kamala's rhetoric. That was probably the only time I think Trump actually had like a good zinger. And he probably needed to like emphasize the fact that he got like almost got assassinated, you know? But yeah, that was probably the only good thing that Trump did. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream off here. I've been streaming for an hour and a half. You guys get no video reaction, but I'm too tired. I want to sleep. So, anyways, you guys take good care. Yeah. His early season 1 voice is an in between of his season 0 voice in the later seasons. That is true. Random cartoons was comfy. Not gonna lie though. I can't really blame Nick for not picking up Adventure Time considering Penn Ward had the drawing ability of a second grader. True. Anyways, you guys have a good night. Now I'm gonna end the stream.